Stu Journalism and the New Brunswick Beacon present The Basement Files.
Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of The Basement Files. I'm Caitlin Dwaro.
And I'm Anika Davin-Borden. We're here at the CBC Broadcasting Center in Fredericton.
Our top stories this week are a rally for Palestinians in Gaza.
People should act, and we have the voice to do that, to ask our government to do the right thing.
A Fredericton citizen who formed a not-for-profit organization to help those who are unemployed find jobs.
And Battle of the Arts, a fundraiser to raise awareness of child and youth rights. More than 100 rallied in Fredericton over the weekend to condemn the treatment of Palestinians in Gaza. A ceasefire has been reached, but many see it only as a good start and not a complete solution. The Fredericton Peace Coalition held a rally to raise awareness of what they call Israeli oppression. Justin Cook was there and has a report.
And people will point with their fingers. Those are the people who killed the Palestinians. Those are the people who oppressed. Those are the people, and it remains there.
Passions were running high as the community gathered to plead for freedom in Gaza. People brought signs and banners to express themselves. Some showed solidarity, others made harsh accusations. Though the rally had an optimistic aim, many were outraged over Gaza's situation. The crowd was urged to unite and told they can make a difference. A clipboard was passed around to gather everyone's contact information for this purpose. Speakers emphasized the need to lobby politicians into joining the cause.
And if enough people send that message, the occupation will stop.
UNB student Juan Hamida says the best way to help her Muslim brothers and sisters is to make the governments take action.
People should act, and we have the voice to do that, to ask our government to do the right thing.
The rally for Gaza was held in front of City Hall. Both the young and the old came out to take part in the rally. Event MC Jack Gegenberg was worried that people would lose interest after the ceasefire was declared. He was glad a truce was reached, but he said the recent assault was only a small part of the damage being done to Palestinians. He believes there's a long way to go for true peace in the Gaza.
Israel has to pull out of the occupied territories, remove its military presence, tear down its walls, dismantle the settlements, and that would be the first event. Now, whether or not that would lead to a one-state or a two-state solution, I'm not sure. But the first thing that has to happen is for the occupation to end.
Gegenberg feels that demands for this will grow louder through the strength of numbers. That's why the rally was organized, to create awareness in the community.
There was 8 days of conflict in the Gaza before a ceasefire was reached. During this time, 166 Palestinians were killed and 6 Israelis. So far, the ceasefire has had a positive effect, as Israel has relaxed some of its border restrictions, but many believe that more attacks and more deaths are inevitable. For Stu Journalism, I'm Justin Cook.
While some gathered in the streets to participate in a rally, others gathered in the streets to welcome a special guest. Santa Claus is coming to town, and he made a stop in Fredericton for the annual Santa Claus Parade, where locals got a head start on the holiday celebration. Bronte James attended the parade.
The parade started with bagpipers and drummers leading the floats, and children, naughty or nice, lined the streets with their parents as they waited to see Santa Claus. The parade started at the Fredericton Exhibition Grounds. Main roads were closed off as floats made their way through downtown Fredericton. For the Dixon family, the Santa Claus Parade is the beginning of their Christmas celebrations.
It's just always something that we've always done. It seems like the beginning of what we start our Christmas celebration. So we always come to the parade, and then the next weekend is usually our decorating, and then it just keeps following from there.
Residents were able to see some of the many talents of local clubs and organizations. The fun event was also used to convey serious messages. Some parade members even danced down the street in anticipation of the upcoming holiday.
What are you looking forward to most about this Christmas?
Probably just getting together with family.
Family? And what about you guys?
Decorating the Christmas tree.
Tree? And for you?
Decorating the Christmas tree.
The theme this year is candy canes and Christmas carols, and over 70 floats entered the parade. holiday season is approaching, and the Santa Claus Parade is the first of many events for Fredericton residents this Christmas.
The rain couldn't keep kids and parents away from seeing their favorite man in red, Kris Kringle himself, here at the annual Santa Claus Parade in downtown Fredericton. For Stu Journalism, I'm Bronte James.
Santa Claus has also made a stop at the Regent Mall, which has been booming lately. The mall welcomed the official opening of H&M earlier in November. Bath & Body Works is the newest store. The lotion and fragrance shop officially opened its doors early last week. The store was packed within minutes of opening. Lines were out the door. Other new arrivals to the mall include Apple and Envy. The mall is now up to 115 stores and services, with more plans to come. With all these new stores, folks can do their Christmas shopping in one place this season.
And thanks to our American neighbors celebrating Thanksgiving, that Christmas shopping has become much easier. Fredericton retailers are doing their best to keep Frederictonians from Christmas shopping in Maine. Stores within Regent Mall matched any American Black Friday markdowns to keep locals from taking a trip down south to do their Christmas shopping. In recent years, with the Canadian dollar being at par with the American, many Canadians are taking their loonies to the U.S. Now, many retailers are saving Frederictonians from taking the lengthy drive to Bangor and are giving locals plenty of sales to choose from here at home. Shoppers like Karen Bird said she takes the Black Friday weekend to get the shopping out of the way for her 5 kids.
I am. I was going to go to States, and I said that since we're going to have such a good sale, I'm going to stay home, support Canada.
Sales went on beyond Friday, as many retailers kept their deals going on through Sunday. While Black Friday is quickly becoming the new Boxing Day, there are still many last-minute shoppers to keep Santa Claus in business.
Not everyone can enjoy the sale prices of Black Friday. Many people in the province do not have a job or an income. New Brunswick's unemployment rate stands at a whopping 11.6% of the province's population. This number doesn't include the underemployed and those who gave up looking. One Frederictonian is trying to do something about that. Pat Carlson formed a not-for-profit business patterned after a Canadian business concept called a social enterprise. Andrea Silverthorne visited the business to learn how a social enterprise works.
Look at this now. Isn't that gorgeous?
Owner Pat Carlson is in the waiting room of her used clothing store on Hamwell Road. Now retired from a 20-year career in social services, she looked around for something to do and decided she wanted to continue helping people. She founded Changes.
The program's called Changes 360, so we're helping people with understanding how life flows, from financial literacy to life skills to dealing with everyday circumstances that many people just don't have the life skills to deal with.
The store's name is a hint that it's much more than a twice-around shop. Changes is a social enterprise, a not-for-profit corporation that uses the money it makes to help those in need. In the case of this operation, it is help with finding a job.
Our mandate is to help people become job-ready and mentally, emotionally prepared to go to work.
Carson measures the success of her 5-year effort by the quality, not quantity, of her results.
We only take 3 people at a time because we have to spend so much time with each one, and because the course, the work that they do is all individualized. Because one person who's got a degree and another person who doesn't have a GED, I'm not going to process them the same way.
50% of her students manage to get and keep full-time employment. For the rest, she has developed working relationships with employers to get her trainees consistent part-time work.
So one of the problems that we see is that many people have to work several part-time jobs in order to make ends meet. And we attribute a lot of the part-time work to the fact that employers, in order to save money at their end, have switched to part-time hours so that they don't have to pay any benefits.
The program is an intensive effort to not only train and help people find a job, but also to teach them to integrate what she calls the wheel of life, with the right attitude to approach the job market and keep the job they get. Trainees are expected to give back to the organization by volunteering after their training. One of them is Sheila Bishop, who is working in the store today.
The staff here have been so great. They help me overcome a lot of my fears and phobias.
They are living up to a mandate to help a group of people that are marginalized or disadvantaged in some way. For Stu Journalism, this is Andrea Silverthorne.
Rental store owners may have to visit a social enterprise themselves. Making the trip to a video store is becoming a thing of the past. Today, many people have new releases through their entertainment systems in the comfort of their homes. This has caused many rental retailers to shut down, and Fredericton's last video company is now facing moving to a smaller location. Nicole Vare has the story.
The lineups are getting shorter at movie rental retailers lately, and although some people are still making the trip to the video store, the shelves at this local shop are looking bare. Jumbo Video is one of the few places left in Fredericton to rent a video game or movie, and they are closing the doors at this south side location to move to a smaller space. Many people are keeping up with technology and not making the trip to browse the shelves for the perfect show. However, Jumbo Video customer James Terry finds the digital world of downloading doesn't quite cut it.
I don't like watching stuff online. It's just, I don't have a great internet connection, so I kept on buffering, so the movie would stop, and 2, 3, 4. Okay, here we go. We carry on for the 2, 3. I get to see a whole bunch of different ones that might actually pique my attention. I can read the description on the back, and it's a lot easier. And sometimes there's, to be honest, a hot lady working behind the counter.
The drop boxes are still in use, but this may soon be a thing of the past. The experience of reading the description of movies on the back of the case is something many people do with the click of a button. Jesse Frank works at Jumbo Video and says it's the experience and memories of renting that are being missed.
Well, from what people have told me and from what I've asked people before, is it's associated with like a family feel. So if you go out with your family, it's like a night out. And the other thing is that I find people explain to me that they just don't want to sit at home and look at a screen and have zero human interaction. It's like antisocial. So people come out to actually be social and then watch a movie with a group or with their loved ones.
Jumbo Video has 2 shops in Fredericton and is the last company in the city for people to experience the now old-fashioned form of renting.
With more people depending on technology for their entertainment, less people are coming out to rent a video. This has forced one of Fredericton's final rental stores to move to a smaller location. For Stu Journalism, I'm Nicole Vare.
Up next, a Battle of the Arts competition that showcases young talent while raising awareness for war-affected children.
And I sit down with a local band rising up in the Fredericton music industry. Don't go away.
So anyway, I've been to a lot of places. You know, I've helped a lot of people save a lot of money. But today, things have been a little strange. Meep, meep. Meep, meep. What a strange place.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Welcome back. Young Maritimers took to the stage over the weekend in a Battle of the Arts competition. The event raises money and awareness for War Child, a Canadian organization dedicated to helping children reclaim their childhood. The competition showcases talented young Maritimers and provides opportunities for communities to show support for child and youth rights. Shannon Moody attended the finale.
Frederictonians gathered at the Playhouse Friday night to support Maritimers who've been performing in the Battle of the Arts contest over the last few months. This weekend was the final competition. A winner was announced and received $1,000 to promote peace, unity, multiculturalism, and art. Bodo was founded in 2009 in Fredericton by Syandrew Gabongor, who was a war child. He fled after rebels raided the Kono district of Sierra Leone. Gabongor said as an artist, he wants to give back to communities, promote the arts, and help others in war-torn countries.
We raise funds for War Child Canada, and while at the same time promoting the artists themselves. Most of them, that was their first time to go on stage, and they were looking for such opportunities. So we're happy, like we're doing two things together. We're raising funds at the same time promoting people who want to do what they love to do.
From the 2010 and 2011 Boda contests, about $1,400 was donated to War Child, an organization dedicated to providing children across the world with access to education and clean water, along with equal opportunities and justice. This year's contest was maritime-based, but senior coordinator Katie Mitchell wants to expand.
The goal is to eventually make it across Canada and have events be represented in every province.
Our decision was made based on diversity of your talent. Second runner-up, Sam Black. And so for your winner, Balearics 2012, the Mayor Marcelo.
On behalf of Battle of the Arts, I'd like to present you with this really big check.
Well, I'm proud of myself. I'm happy to be a part of this. I learned that it was possible to join so many kind of cultures to the same place and all showed their talents.
We want people to know that when we come to use the art as a method of making change.
Boda's third annual finale featured artists of diverse cultures and backgrounds and stimulated community involvement. For Stu Journalism, I'm Shannon Mooney.
Who do you think you are? While youth are playing music to raise awareness, 4 Frederictonians are playing music for their own enjoyment. Pastel Skeleton is a local upcoming band that recently played a show at the Capitol Complex, a bar downtown known for its music scene. I sat down with 3 of the band members to talk about their experience as musicians. I'll just say what your names are and what your role in the band is.
Alex, Patriarch, Captain, play guitar, sing songs poorly.
Alex McCain, General, Rhythm Machine, drums.
Tom, guitar.
How did the band get started?
Al and I were drinking together one night, talking about music, and then he started telling me all these sweet song titles he came up with for songs that weren't written yet, and I had songs that were written that didn't have any titles, so the natural next step was to get together and start an actual band instead of a pretend one that we had both had for years.
Yeah,
so
that's a lot of pretend bands. I had a lot of pretend bands in my head.
Where did the name Pastel Skeleton come from?
No, Pastel Skeleton, we just came up with that because we wanted to create a visual juxtaposition in people's heads when they thought of what we were doing, because all of our influences are like malt shop and jukebox pop music from the 50s and 60s, but then we just play it really loud and dirty, so that sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And what do you think about the music scene in Fredericton, particularly?
It's pretty fun, actually, because, I mean, so far everybody's been really nice to us for the most part, and nobody's screwed us over, and everybody's been really willing to, like, listen to us and help us put on shows and, like, hang out with us and stuff. So, and I mean, other than just people that we actually work with, like, just going and seeing bands, there's usually something fun to see. Like, there's mainstays in Fredericton, like, people you can always see, or people that are always coming through, and, like, definitely seen some really awesome bands at the Capitol, always, because there's always something cool going on there. So, I think it's a lot of fun. It's really good people.
And at first we were kind of jaded before we even got into it, because we just assumed that it was all like really elitist and pretentious, but it's been really nice. We started off putting on our own shows in our friends' houses, and then ended up making a jump to playing at like bar venues and stuff, and it's been really cool because people have responded to what we're doing like pretty politely, I guess, if nothing else. Like they seem to like it.
Maybe a little more detail. What kind of music is it that you play?
Well, most of the songs come from a very, very basic place. Like, I mean, it's just like the Stooges. They're super simple, right? So we want to make sure that people can get into the riffs. Like, you know, like the songs have to have an impact that everybody can feel. Like they have to be able to move to it in a simple way, you know. And I think a lot of that comes from my very limited drum knowledge. Mostly just comes from listening to records and stuff like that.
Some of those band members attended St. Thomas University, and just down the hill from St. Thomas is the UMB campus, where a supposed fire broke out in mid-November. The reported fire at the Harriet Irving Library turned out to be a false alarm. Campus security hopes incidents like this won't happen again. Fredericton firefighters arrived at the library on the University of New Brunswick campus around 1 a.m. Saturday, November 17th. A passing bystander called emergency personnel claiming the library was on fire. The smoke, however, was steam. The pipes running underground from the UMB heating plant was the source. Director of Campus Security, Bruce Rogerson, explains.
There was a power outage on this end of the city, and what happened was that when the outage went, a lot of batteries kicked in, right? But also a lot of fire alarms started, like because they set off like a lot of alarms. But at the library itself, that basically was just a steam release, right? And a lot of the students thought it was fire because of the backlight. The white smoke looked red.
Rogerson says the university is working with facility management to prevent another incident in the future.
In other university news, UNB recently released the salaries of its highest paid employees. UNB President Eddie Campbell makes over $325,000 a year. That is almost as much as the President of the United States. This number may seem high, but compared to other university presidents, it is actually normal. Canadian professors are paid the highest in the world.
Well, that wraps up this week's edition of the Basement Files.
Thanks for watching, and see you next time.